I am in Excel. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to open the DBF file that I created, export. So you choose the old file, well, you can choose the DBF file, open, file type. You can see there's a docstr2.dbf, which I just created, open file. So basically what I have is I have doctors, each unique ID, and then I have based on STFID, which is like the unique ID for the census tract for the Middlesex County. And what I can do is I can just click here and go to, I told you that I need to create the number of, I need to calculate number of doctors per census tract. So what I'm going to go to is the data pivot table. Next, let me just go back. Data pivot table and pivot chart, right? Pivot table. Where is the data that you wanted to analyze? That is in Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Office Excel. What kind of report you want to create? Make sure that it's pivot table, and then next. Here is the data that you wanted to use. It says the database, which includes all the database that we have. Sometimes if it doesn't say anything about database or something, you can block, by dragging your mouse. I'm going to click next. Here you wanted to put the pivot table report, new worksheet, and then layout. Click layout. You can design what kind of result you want to get it. So what I want to do is I want to get the data at the STFID level. So I choose STFID and drag it to the low level, and then bring that STFID in the data, and then it said count of STFID. Make sure this count of STFID. Basically, they are counting how many points are there for each STFID, which is a census tract. If I click OK and then click Finish, I have this data. So basically, it's STFID and then total number of physicians. So what is the next step? Next step is the how I need to put this in, created this as a database file that can be feed into the ArcGIS, right? So since it has lots of format like in the Excel, I'm going to just copy, edit, copy, and open new worksheet, work page, and then go to edit page, spatial value, and so I will just copy everything, into the data. And I need to clean this data table. Basically clean this, delete the first 3 columns, and then only have a variable name in the first row with the data. STFID total, maybe I can say as a number of doctors instead of total to understand easily. Doc. Right? And then at the end you may see grand total and blank, so I'm going to delete those 100 to 103. So edit and delete. Okay, and what I have to do is I have to save this, go to file and save as, and then save as DBF file, DBF4, and save this as, let's say this is at the census tract level with doctors. That would say CTR doc, right? Previously it's the doc CTR, but this is the census tract level with the number of doctors, CTR doc, and save it. And select file, that's not the first walkthrough, blah blah blah. You say OK, and say OK. Now, if I just want to make sure that I save it in the right way, so what I do is I will close this file. Then I will reopen it and make sure that I save the data the way that I want. Now before you go to ArcGIS, make sure you close this file, because if you leave it open, you cannot really open it within ArcGIS. That is a common mistake that we make. So I'm going to close this file. Now the next step is I'm going to go to that ArcGIS that I did before, and I'm going to just go to the Middlesex County, Now, I show you that the census tract. Now, what we are going to do is we just create the number of doctors at the census tract level. But this census tract layer, if I look at the open attribute table, it only have STF ID, right? And then no data. So what I have to do is I have to join the data, right? Join and relate, right? And join data from another layer based on the special location. This time I'm joining data based on the table because I'm going to join the data based on STFID. Choose a field in this data which is STFID. Choose the table to join to this layer, which is what? CTR doctor PDF, and say STFID. Click OK. Say yes. Now let me just show you. If you open the attribute table at the end, you can see there's a number of doctors for each census tract. Why there are certain null in here? The reason being is that there are certain census tracts that doesn't have any number of doctors, right? Now, so what I can do is, for example, I can just create a symbology and quantities and choose the graduate color, number of doctors, apply, okay. So this one shows what? This one shows number of doctors within at the census tract level within millisecond time. But I told you that the number of doctors will be coincide with the number of like kind of population, right? Correlated, because the more population you have, most likely so you will have more doctors. So we want to really calculate how many doctors are available per 1,000 population. So to be able to calculate, you need to have what? I'm going to open the attribute table. I have number of doctors. You need to have number of population, okay? Population, right? So you can use that thing as a denominator. Remember that we download the we know how to download the census tract SF1 data from the geographicnetwork.com, right? I don't need to like to show that thing again. Now that what you can do is you can click right button, I download the data, join and relate, and then join. And then this time there's a data that I download. Choose a field in this layer which will be STFID again. Choose the table to join to this layer. In this case is there is a data that I download from the geographicnetwork.com which is census tract 2000 SF1 data, which is the TGR34000 SF1PRT.dbf. I'm going to choose that and choose this SFPID, STFID, and click OK. Yes, I will have population data. If I just go down to that, I have a population. I have all the data actually, population and the household information and everything. So you can see that there's a population 2000 data. So what we are going to do next is we need to calculate the rate, the number of doctors per 1000 population, right? And then we should be able to show on the map.